Okay, I hope you can see me. I'm now driving through one of the most beautiful and scenic areas of my local woodland, or should I say farmland. Something about these fields here, very beautiful, very beautiful. I have a bit of driving to do. I hope I have the mic here. Do I? Yeah. The microphone is here. I have a little bit of driving to do, so I thought I would just do some talking, because I have a lot to say. And I might chop this video up into smaller portions, or maybe not. I haven't decided yet. Okay. So, first of all, the environment. Yeah, the climate. Yeah, we are, I think it's the end of the world in about 5 minutes. So I will be lucky if I even, if I finish this drive, I will be lucky. Probably not, because I'm driving a petrol car and I'm a meat eater. I get most of my calories from red meat. I eat red meat every day, and a lot of it. So I'm a naughty boy, as you can see from the sunglasses. So okay, let's talk about the climate and how we can make this planet a better place. I am not going to deny that human activity is a factor when it comes to climate change. I think it would be foolish to say that human activity has zero impact on the climate. I can actually see that our activities are having an impact on the climate. Just up in my local woods, you know, the spruce trees are making a when you have a little forest of spruce trees, they make a microclimate there, and so on and so on. And I've also seen vast areas in other countries that have been totally devastated by pollution, and you can see the source of the pollution, and so on and so on. So I'm not a what they like to call a climate denier. It's a foolish expression, by the way. Okay. But here's the thing. The whole fight for a better climate, or to, you know, better planet, has been hijacked by people with a certain political leaning, left-leaning, should I say. And they have mixed the whole thing up with, made this soup. So they take everything woke and put it in that soup. And if you don't believe in whatever narrative is fashionable, you are killing the planet. You're an awful person. So let's talk about what really affects the climate, right? So I'm criticized because I eat meat. Did you know that grass-fed cows live outside? They do not impact the climate in a negative way. Devastating forest areas so that you can grow soybeans and grains will harm the environment, especially if you use that to feed those cows. And you keep those cows inside and you basically torture them. that kind of farming, that kind of keeping animals that way is cruel, and it must stop. Let's look at you know, some of these people who care a lot about climate. They say they are very active on social media, and I know that they are writing their little messages and their little what's it called, Snapchats, Snap, and on Instagram, and you know, on their cell phones, mobile phones, smartphones. Where do you think the components come from? If there is plastic in it, where does it come from? Does it come from you know? Is it like magic? It just appears out of the ether? Has it anything to do with you know, like oil? I'm just throwing this question out there. What about is it there is some precious stone they use? At least Apple used this in their lenses. Who is digging for those? Who are digging for those stones? Again, you know, question there. And who are making this? You know, putting all the components together to make that phone. For instance, is it being done on in China? You know, if you live in the USA or you know, Norway, there's a bit of, you know, you have to get the stuff from China to where you live in order for you to signal your virtue on that phone. What about the fuel? What about you get the point now, I hope. I mean, this is all so fake. Let's just I mean, these people, they like to eat, you know, vegetable, vegan alternatives. Yeah, that's great. Soy. What about soy? Soybeans. Is that good for the environment? What about palm oil? Is that good for the environment? It really isn't. And now recently, you know, it's so cringeworthy. Yeah. Now recently, that was today, some celebrity authors. That's what they were called. They presented a petition saying that you need to vote for one of these, I think it was one of 4 political parties in the upcoming election in Norway. Left-leaning parties, liberal parties. And if you don't do that, according to these people, if you don't do that, you know, you're they didn't say so, but it was implied, I think, that then you're a bad person. You don't care about the climate. Okay, one of those parties is a self-proclaimed Marxist party. I see some ethical problems with that, to say the least. You know, there is. I'll change topic now because it is interesting to observe how some people think that they know better than you. They know better than you. They know better than me. They have all the answers, and you should do as they say. Don't think for yourself. No, do not dare think for yourself. Because if you do, you're selfish. You only need to listen to these self-proclaimed celebrities, even though they do not have any education in any area associated with what they're talking about. They do not understand economics. They do not understand. Well, to be fair, I think one of those has actually the same background as me, academic background as me in economics and business administration, I think. I'm not completely certain, but basically these people, they use their voice just because they've had a little bit too much of time in the spotlight. And that, by the way, does not mean that they sell more books, or that they are popular, or that people want to listen to them. I'm never going to tell anyone what to vote. But I'm going to say, please do the proper research. Look into things. Spend some time looking at the facts. And from there you can draw your own conclusions. Do your own thinking. If you don't, you're sheep. You're just following whoever seems to be popular at the moment. And there's a reason we have this brain. There's a reason why we as human beings, you know, they say we are monkeys with long legs. But we have developed this intelligence. We should use it. I think there's a lot to say about how fear is being used to manipulate people these days. And it is also very easy to see that we had the pandemic, and I'm using that word, you know, I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but I use that word so that you will know what I'm talking about here. And it was all about fear, 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 fear. You must be afraid, you should be afraid, and you should hide in your home, and you should just keep being afraid. And it's still like that for many people. But have you noticed that they have started to shift this now? They want people to stay in that mindset of fearfulness. But they will shift the topic. So we had the pandemic, a virus, and we still do. But now they are adding the climate. Because people have gotten really, really good at being afraid. It's falls very natural to people now to be afraid. So why not add climate? We have all the usual suspects, you know, from big wig career politicians flying into you know, meetings in their private jets, and to I want to do this with both hands, but I can't right now. Influencers being actually, some of them are being paid to say, present a certain narrative, a political narrative, but that's a topic for another day. So all the, you know, usual suspects are now just pushing this agenda of fear. We should be afraid because the red lamps are blinking, and the world is going to end in 5 minutes. Here's an idea. What if maybe that's just rubbish? What if I said the world doesn't work that way. It is true that the climate will change. That will affect some people. Might affect me, might affect you. It has always been like that. It is also true that I would say there are far too many human beings on this planet. I'm not saying that we should get rid of people, you know. I'm not saying that at all. But from a, you know, a factual standpoint, just objectively looking at it, there probably are too many people on this planet. And just let me add that again, because some people they will misunderstand on purpose. I'm not saying we should get rid of people. I'm not saying that. Because, you know, do we have any volunteers? I will not volunteer to help reduce the population on this planet. Certainly not. I'm quite happy being alive. So we're not going to ask anyone to do that, and we're not going to ask anyone not to have kids. We're not going to do any of that. Okay. Things are stressful, to be honest with you. I know it will be stressful where I'm going now, because I'm going to a meeting in the capital of Norway, Oslo. I try to avoid going there, to Oslo that is, but it will be nice to meet the people there. It's been a long time. Okay. That's all for now. Hope you enjoyed this talk. I always forget to, well, not always, but most of the time I forget to ask people to subscribe to this channel. So yeah, subscribe if you're still listening. If you are still listening, well done. Okay, have a nice day. Bye.